You know, I've done my best to try and stay neutral as far as Gamergate is concerned because, uh, quite frankly, I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of Anna Sarkeesian. I'm sick and tired of hearing all of the whining, the bitching, the moaning, and the crying. But worse yet, I am extremely disappointed in some of my fellow geeks that don't seem to have the basic concept of respect down yet. I don't have to agree with what Anna Sarkeesian has to say. I don't have to watch her videos. I don't have to watch Amy Hugh or Bitney Hugh or whatever the hell her name is. I don't have to read her Twitter. I don't have to give a damn. I honestly don't. You know, I know how I treat women in my stories, and I know how I treat women in my own comics, and I've actually gotten compliments about how I do that. Go figure. But it's gotten to the point where this discussion is ridiculous. Now, I posted on my Geek Culture discussion and debate forum that I was no longer going to be talking about this this problem. I'm done with it. You know what? If the geek community is going to circle the drain because of this, let it. It's gotten to the point where I can't even engage in a civilized discussion about this conversation anymore. You know, it's a simple rule. Treat other people like you would want to be treated. You know, and for years, geeks and geek culture was looked down upon mainly by women. Let's be truthful here. And now women want to be part of the hobby. Okay, great, fine, marvelous, all for it. But now a lot of people are not content with being a part of geek culture. They want to try and change it to the point where it's completely watered down and absolutely nothing. That's basically what's going on here. That there are some folks that want to take geek culture, tear it apart, toss out any elements that are offensive, when they fail to realize that much of geek culture is an escape from reality. It's fantasy. It's a way of coping with some of the stress, struggles, and tribulations of real life. People get into geek culture because they want to escape real problems, you know, or real things that, you know, they're struggling with, and they just need about half an hour, 2 hours, however long it takes to just immerse yourself in a fantasy realm and just completely disconnect from reality. Whether it be through movies, whether it be through video games, role-playing games, comic books, whatever. It's not about social justice. Yes, geek culture and media can be used to produce a positive change in things, but after a while, we're getting to the point that we're extremely oversensitive about things. And you know what? I just want to write my fiction. I just want to read my fiction. I just want to watch TV, do my stuff, and move on with my life. But this argument about the war on women, which does exist to some extent, but let's be honest here, I'm done with this. If people don't know how to treat each other with respect, then there's no point in continuing to call ourselves a community. We're not. We're not a community. If we can send rape threats to one another, we're not a community. If we can treat one another like garbage for disagreeing on certain things, we're not a community. If something you're reading offends you, don't read it. If a video game you see is offending you, don't play it, don't buy it, don't pick it up. Make your own damn game and, maybe find something that'll work for you. That's the beauty of geek culture. It opens up doors for people to create stuff. But now, because of this nonsense, we basically have to pick sides on a battle. And you know what? I don't want to pick sides because both sides share an equal amount of blame. Both sides are wrong in certain aspects of things. You have the social justice warriors on one side, then you have the internet trolls on the other. Our community is divided. I remember a time when social justice workers and trolls worked hand in hand to change things for the better. I remember when 4chan was actually a force for positive good. But now, it's become a joke. It's become a laughable situation at best. And for those of us who are geeks, and those of us who enjoy speculative fiction, in whatever form that it takes, are having problems treating each other with the same kind of respect. You would think that geeks who have been cast aside by many normal facets of society would be the last group of people to do this kind of stuff. We should be the last kind of group of people that would treat other people with so much vitriol and disrespect, because a lot of us remember what it was like to not be the cool kids. But ever since geek culture became mainstream, the assholes had to come in and ruin it. The asshole feminists and the asshole trolls. The asshole social justice workers and the asshole... Just the assholes had to ruin everything. When is enough going to be enough? And those of us who really... When are we going to get so sick and tired of this stuff that we start treating people with the respect that we want to be treated with? How hard is that to understand? Treat one another with respect. You don't have to like feminists. There are some that I love dearly and that for some strange reason like me. I don't know why. I guess because even though they know I disagree with them, I'm at least respectful enough to say, you know what, let's move on. Let's not, I let them know when they're about to find some of my content which may be offensive to them. I show them respect, and they give me respect in return. It's not a hard concept to grasp. Like I said, this is going to be like the last time I'm ever going to say anything about this. I'm done with this topic. As far as I'm concerned, I will treat any female geek with the respect I would want for myself. If anyone ever touches one of my geek girls, I will put the almighty smackdown on their candy asses. That's going to happen. No one in a 30-foot, 50-foot radius of me will ever treat a female geek with disrespect. Ever. But at the same time, I am not going to let people ruin something for me that is simply a method of escape from real life. Sorry, it's a safety valve. It's a way of just relieving stress. And if people don't understand that, then it's time for those of us in geek culture to move on to something else. This is Dumont the Artist signing off. Cloud Chinny Falcha. Have a nice day.